just slightly below our feedback load, just so we don't have to worry about these potentially kicking in and overlapping. So that should be good here. We don't have our flex O2 feedback. We're not using flex control. Now the ignition timing, we need to go in and change this table. I'm going to keep this pretty simple here. To get started, I'm going to go from 0 PSI and higher. So in our table here, 0 PSI and higher. I'm going to do S. I'm going to set this at 0, so 0 degrees. Part throttle, I'm going to go here from 1800 RPMs and higher. I'm going to do S for set, and I'm going to do 15 degrees. We're going to go through the spark timing optimization process in this next video. By having low spark timing, we can focus on our fuel tuning first, then tackle our spark timing, part throttle, and then we can move into our fuel tuning on the wide open throttle area. So we can move into our boosted area here. Having 0 degrees or really low spark timing in the table, that's going to allow us to focus on the fuel first, then spark timing. So that's always kind of the order of operations. Tackle your fuel first with low spark timing, then bump up your spark timing, get that sorted out. And then if you're, in this case, turbocharged, we can start to bump the boost up then and look through that process. And we'll be exploring all that. But this table right here will get me going in the next video, so I don't have to worry about damaging the engine to get my fuel dialed in. The fuel always is going to be the first step, and it's probably not the most important, but the most relevant. If you're too rich or too lean, the engine will run terrible. You can have spark timing, it's in the range of where it should be, and the engine will still run and drive. So let's do Control S here. Let's save that. We're not using flex ignition control. We can skip this. Ignition trims. We do want to have here on the air temp ignition trim. If we start to pick up really hot temperatures, maybe above 140, we're going to start to pull out some timing. So here at 140, I might pull out maybe a degree. And then if I get up to 248 degrees air temperature, which is extremely hot, I'll do S for set, and I'll do here, let's take out 10 degrees. So we're going to do just a H between. We're going to grab that point at 140. We're going to highlight here going into 248 and do H. That's going to allow us to just have kind of a tapering downward with our spark timing retard as we get hotter and hotter temperatures. Now the coolant ignition trim, I do like to add a little bit of ignition timing when we fire up the engine. We'll find that stock OEM computer with Honda, the way they programmed it, they have ignition advance when it fires up cold. It allows the engine to stabilize a little bit. It's going to give a little bit more torque, so it's going to come up to operating temperature also a little bit quicker. So I'll go here at -40 degrees Fahrenheit, which I'll probably never hit. We'll click S for set. We'll do 10 degrees. And then I'm going to be adding spark timing in here at about maybe about 100 degrees. So we'll go between those. From 100, we'll highlight here to -40. We'll do H. And we can see it's going to be going in and reducing the spark timing advance as it goes in and starts to warm up. Now these tables are modifiers. So let's just say our spark timing table is set at 20 degrees. If we were too hot of an air temperature, let's say we got up to 248 degrees air temp, it would take out 10 degrees. So instead of our timing being 20, it would be 10 degrees. Likewise, on the flip side of things, on our coolant correction here, if we got down to -40 degrees in the coolant temperature, this would add 10 degrees. So if our spark timing is at 20, it's now 30. And then as we go up here in coolant temperature, as we warm up, it'll start to reverse down here. Once we get to 100 degrees, our timing will be whatever it's coming from our table. Now, this table can also be used to help save the engine if we start to overheat. So 212 is starting to get warm. I'll go here and take out 1 degree. And then 248 is way hot. So I'm going to go and pull out something like 10 degrees timing to keep the engine a little bit safer. And we're just going to horizontally interpolate there. So our dead band for correction here is from essentially 100 to here about 194. We're not going to do anything. We're not going to pull any timing out. And we'll find at the colder temperatures, we're going to use it to help us fire off the engine and make it run stable. And at the hotter temperatures, we'll use it so we don't potentially damage the motor. Ignition versus start time, I don't use, and the ignition versus idle RPM here, we're going to look at this when we get into the...
Thanks for checking out our teaser clip. If you want to see the rest of this video and more than 500 hours of current EFI training we have to offer, make sure you click right here. If you want to go and check out more teaser clips from this training course, click here, and you don't want to miss any of the videos we're going to be releasing on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and click here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.